Welcome to the Line Life podcast. I'm Jeff Postlethwaite of T&D World, and today we're bringing you more stories of the grit, courage, and inspirational teamwork that it takes to be a line worker.
Thank you for tuning in to the T&D World Line Life podcast, produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. My name is Amy Fischbach, and I'm the field editor for T&D World and also the host of the Line Life podcast. Before I dive into today's episode, I invite you to become part of our Line Life podcast community by searching for the Line Life podcast in your favorite podcasting app or going to linelife.podbean.com and clicking follow in the top right. We air interview-style episodes on the first and third Fridays of each month, and also audio stories in our In Case You Missed It series featuring articles that appeared in our print magazine on the second and fourth Fridays of each month. If you have a comment on this episode or a suggestion for a future guest, please reach out to me. You can email me at amyfischbach@gmail.com or reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Instagram at Lineman World. I'd love to hear from you. Now let's move on to today's episode. For this episode, we're going to take a look back at the 2025 International Lineman's Rodeo Competition, which was the largest event that they've ever had in more than 4 decades. There were more competitors, more spectators, more of everything at this year's 41st International Lineman's Rodeo Week. And for this episode, I will be featuring a few interviews that I had out at the rodeo. I arrived bright and early, way before the sun rose on the rodeo grounds in Bonner Springs, Kansas. In past years, it's been so cold that I couldn't feel my fingers or my toes, or it's rained so hard that I felt like I had high heels of mud. But this year, the weather started out warm, and then a few hours into the event, the fog set in and rolled over the rodeo grounds to the point where the poles and even the competitors and judges seemed to disappear into a cloud. For 2025, even though there were more competitors than ever before, the competition actually finished ahead of schedule. By the time that I waited in a long line for a bucket truck ride from Alltech to get a bird's-eye view of the rodeo grounds and take some pictures and videos, everyone was already done with the competition. It ended way earlier than expected, which gave the line workers and their families time to relax, unwind, and prepare for the award ceremony that night. And then on my way out, I had the honor of meeting the first all-female journeyman team for the International Lineman's Rodeo. The team was from IBEW Local 77 and was sponsored by Norse FR and consisted of Courtney Lupinek, Cassie Crabtree, and Cody James. I'll be featuring interviews with Cody and Cassie on future episodes of the Line Life podcast. In the meantime, let's take a look at the 2025 competition, starting with one of my favorite parts of the event, the opening ceremony. We'll listen in on the opening remarks first, followed by the prayer and moment of silence, in which all the line workers and their families bowed their heads to remember those who had gone before them. Then I'll move on to other interviews I had on the rodeo grounds. Now here are the opening remarks.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the Board of Public Utilities here at KCK and Evergy, I'd like to welcome you to the 41st Annual International Lineman's Rodeo. I want to remind all of our contestants, as an old-timer told me once upon a time, we do not sacrifice safety for speed. We want all of you to go home to your families today and tonight and tomorrow. So compete hard, but compete safely so we can have a good time. And hopefully some of you, the lucky ones, the best of the best, get to walk across the stage tonight. So let's have a good time. It's a beautiful day that Kansas City has brought all of us. A nice late summer day in late October, and we'll take it. So welcome, compete hard, have a great time, and don't forget, we want you all to go home safely, so be safe. Thanks a lot. I'm going to turn it over now to Virgil White, who's going to give us an invocation for today's events.
As a lineman, we spend a lot of time serving the communities that we work in. All over, our brothers and sisters work arm in arm every day to help provide power to schools, neighborhoods, and businesses. Life literally is energized by the work that is provided by each one of you. We are family that works side by side through the night, freezing cold of winter, and blistering heat of summer. We know each other's family and work safely so that we can make it back to them in the same condition. This rodeo is to celebrate a craft that many would never dare to venture into. But we serve to provide lights to millions of people without a second thought. At this time, let us take a moment of silence and bow our heads to remember those that have gone on before us, the trainers that taught us the trade, and for those that we wish were here today. Please bow your head in a moment of silence.
Following the prayer and the moment of silence, the opening ceremony also included the flag raising ceremony for both the American and Canadian flags. Now let's listen in.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautifully done, Lori. Thank you very much.
For our next segment, I'm highlighting one of the volunteers for the International Lineman's Rodeo Association, Michael Stremmel, who was the Chief of Safety for the 2025 International Lineman's Rodeo. While you listen, you'll hear the crunch of tool carts. You'll also hear the sound of the announcer coming over the airwaves, and decided to leave all that in for a little bit of flavor for this week's episode. And here's my interview with him from the sidelines.
Hello, good morning. My name is Michael Stremmel. I retired from Midwest Energy Cooperative in Kansas. Been affiliated with the rodeo for a number of years now, and this is his 41st year. And it's starting off with a great day out here. A little foggy, hazy out, but no wind, no rain. The crews look like they're getting after it right now, and it looks like it's going to be a great day. So my title this year is Chief Safety. We were hoping to not have to respond to any incidents out here on the rodeo grounds, but if there is an unlikely event, we're ready to be on the spot and call for paramedics if needed. So we're trying to keep everybody safe.
One of the interviews that I wanted to feature from the 2025 International Lineman's Rodeo was with Sean Becker, who is a student at Ozark Technical College, and I met him at the 2025 International Lineman's Expo and plan to feature a full future episode of the Line Life podcast. But I caught up with him as he was watching the competition, and here's just a little bit from Sean, who we saw out on the rodeo grounds.
Hey, it's Sean Becker here. I'm at the rodeo grounds. I'm with OTC. I'm a first-year student. I'm having a great time here.
At the 2025 International Lineman's Rodeo, the journeyman linemen competed in teams of 3 while the apprentices competed on their own. I had the opportunity to talk to a few of the journeyman teams on the sidelines. For example, one of the journeyman teams from Centerpoint Energy and IBEW Local 66 finished the competition with 392 points, which placed them in the top half of the journeyman division. This team consisted of Matt Spires, Marcel Spitanuk, and Eric Sloan. And here are a few words from Eric on how the competition went for them that day.
Hello, this is Eric Sloan. I'm with Centerpoint Energy, also representing Local 66 out of Houston, Texas.
And how's the event going today for you so far?
Pretty good. Sweating already.
And how did you get prepared for today?
We got some practice time within our company. Pretty much it.
Okay, well, good luck today.
Thank you.
Now here's a quick interview that I had at the sidelines of the 2025 International Lineman's Rodeo with the Southern California Edison and IBEW Local 47 team of Fabian Gutierrez, Jose Leon, and Fernando Valenzuela. And this team placed 13th in the Journeyman division with a perfect score of 400 event points and a time of 14:18:77. Here's my interview with them from the rodeo grounds.
We love it. We've been practicing day in and day out. We look forward every year to try to make it here to the Nationals, the championship, whatever you want to call it. We start the beginning of our rodeo, we start in May, and we just practice day in, day out, just to try to enjoy every minute of it.
And here's what his teammates had to say about the day of competition.
Just for us, it's a good way to show our skills. You know, we go out there at work and we do it every day, but this is like the big show where you really got to like incorporate everything, like leaning out, working with your hands, working with the stuff you have. Like we come out here and some of the events we don't know what they are until the 2 days prior or the day of. And, you know, that's where we realize like, if you got it or you don't got it. And some of us have it and some of us don't have it. But I mean, overall, it's just for fun. I do it for fun. It's a great time.
It's going good. Having a good run so far. See how it goes. It's a little humid, sweating, but having a good time.
For the final segment for this episode of the Line Life podcast, I'm going to feature a short interview that I had with Nikki Chandler, editorial director of the Energy Group at Endeavor Business Media. And Nikki and I have been at the International Lineman's Rodeo for years, and we were able to catch up with each other at the Evergy tent, which was nice enough to host us and other members of the Endeavor Business Media team for many years now. And after we were able to enjoy a wonderful breakfast, we sat down and talked about some of our memories that we've had of past rodeos. Now let's tune into that conversation. So Nikki, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
So Nikki, let's talk about some of your favorite memories from the rodeo. I know we've been covering this for a very long time. So what stands out in your mind?
Well, you know, obviously my favorite times are, and we do this almost every year, is going up in the bucket truck.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's just such a neat experience for someone that's not a lineman, but we cover the industry, kind of getting that perspective of being up that high. You know, maybe one of these days I can be qualified enough to climb a pole, or if they ever had an opportunity to do that, I might try that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's always a neat thing to offer the families and just visitors out here. And then, you know, I also have enjoyed, and you know this, Amy, because you've been doing the same thing, but this has been a family event, not only for the linemen, but for us editors. We've been bringing our kids out here since they were little, and,
yes,
you know, it's been different every year, but I remember they had just even a little pole at one point for the kids to climb, and I still have this picture of my daughter climbing one of the poles, and she had the little pom-pom hat on.
Did she really?
It was so cute.
Oh,
and,
that's so neat.
You know, and it was cold that year, but, you know, and that's always something to have memories of is what the weather's like every year. So, yeah, definitely. And it's just always so neat, right? Even when you walk into the grounds and seeing all these poles up here and all these guys competing, and just really enjoy seeing all the people out here.
Yeah, I love when the sun just rises over the rodeo grounds and everybody takes a moment of silence. That's very powerful. And for me, one of my favorite memories happened with my dad, who's since passed on, but it was a year that it was just pouring down rain, and my dad was holding a lot of my equipment, and you know, he was such a big help. And we tucked into, I think it was a Duke Energy tent, and they gave us rain slickers and hot coffee and breakfast burritos. Before we go, I'd love to hear from you, our Line Life podcast listeners. What are some of your favorite memories from International Lineman's Rodeos, and what does the International Lineman's Rodeo Week mean to you? You can reach out to me at amyfishbach@gmail.com, or connect with me on LinkedIn to share your photos and memories from the International Lineman's Rodeo Week. Also, for more rodeo coverage, including photo galleries, videos, articles, and more, make sure you check out T&D World's electric utility operations page at tdworld.com/electric-utility-operations. We're also featuring rodeo coverage in our December print issue and also on our website. Please also stay tuned to the Line Life podcast at linelife.podbean.com to hear interviews that I had with line workers and supporters at the 2025 International Lineman's Expo at the Overland Park Convention Center. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to the top teams at the International Lineman's Rodeo, and these are featured in our article in the December print issue, as well as some of our photo galleries on our website. But the top journeyman team was Sturgeon Electric California and IBEW Local 47 of Dan Jameson, Enoch Verdon, and Joe Maines, who had a total time of 12:19:39 and a perfect event point score of 400 points with 0 deductions. If you want to see this journeyman team at the awards banquet, make sure you look at the Rodeo on the Red Carpet photo gallery, and you can see this team as well as other winners strolling on the red carpet and walking across the stage. In the apprentice division, Hunter Walton of Flint Energy swept the apprentice division with only 1 deduction and 499 event points and a total time of 15:43:00. And Hunter will be featured in our Faces of the Future department in our December issue. Congratulations to all the competitors and winners at the International Lineman's Rodeo. For all the results, you can go to the International Lineman's Rodeo website at lineman'srodeokc.com. It was wonderful to see all of you at the International Lineman's Rodeo, and I look forward to seeing all of you in 2026 in Kansas City. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Line Life podcast produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. Be sure to subscribe or follow the Line Life podcast in your favorite podcasting app so new episodes will be delivered straight to you. For more insights, you can visit our website at tdworld.com/podcasts or linelife.podbean.com. You can also connect with us by following us on Instagram at Lineman World or on Facebook, LinkedIn, or X. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Line Life podcast.